What's up everyone, how's it going? In this game we have Wam as our red Order of the Dragon player, spawning in the southern west part of Fort. Up here in the slightly northern eastern part of the map, we have Detectivist aka Policia Corvi aka Corvinus as our purple Dali Sultanate. Did go for the early wood in order to get his mosque up, plus his house and his mining camp. Very standard. This is gonna be your go-to build. I was thinking about making one of those opener videos for Dali, but this is pretty much it. Like, there's nothing really much else to it. 5 on wood, turn in the wood, make the mosque, and then from there you have one villager build the mill as you're gathering the wood. Once you gather the 50 wood, you drop your mosque, house, and mining camp. Like, I don't know, it'll be a 20-second video, so here you go, guys. And then from here it just depends on what you want to do. Do you want to go more harass oriented? Are you gonna go into the Tower of Victory? Do you want to go for more research, more technology based, eco style? Yeah, like there's different things to do after the opener, but from there now you're just talking about feudal, castle, imperial age play. And I like to try to stick with just the openers for the most part, just so people could get the hang of it. I'm thinking about making more like advanced videos, going into more in-depth play for the feudal age, what to do after your opener. But let me know down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. We are going to be getting the Aken Chapel coming up for Wam. Only 2 villagers on it, but that's fine because he's Order of the Dragon. His villagers are more cost efficient. Let's just talk about this map really quick. I do not like the spawns in this map, like pretty much at all. We are getting the Tower of Victory for Corvinus, of course. So this is the second time I've casted this map so far, which makes sense because it's only been out for 2 days now, maybe 3. 2 days, let's call it 2 days, right? The first game I got on it was I spawned right here, and my opponent, so I spawned on the western side, and then my opponent spawned on the southern side. I was able to get 4 Yumi Ashigiru. He was playing as HRE, I was playing as Japanese. I was able to get 3 or 4 Ashigiru at his gold so freaking quick because his gold spawned closer to me, or the closest point to me, that I was able to just harass him so easily. My Ashigiru got there in 10 seconds or less. Well, they are extremely fast too, but still, like, I don't know, the seating on this map needs to be fixed to where they're on opposite ends of each other. Far west, far east, far north, far south. None of this, like this right here, even this is pretty close. This isn't as close as, actually I think this is still pretty freaking close for the most part. Yeah, I think they just need to be on complete opposite sides of each other, and that'll fix a lot of the balance on this map. Getting stables up for our HRE variant, which is pretty standard as well. It will be able to defend against any type of harass that would be coming out of our Dali player. Usually they do go into a stables, into Ghazi Raiders. There's the stable, so we will be seeing some Ghazi Raiders coming out, but the Gilded Horsemen will be able to deal with that very easily. So there's nothing for Wam to be cautious about. He created and destroyed his mill 3 times. Created, destroyed it twice, and then finally decided to put it down for the 3rd time. Walling on this map is a little difficult as well. We're gonna be like, if this goes the distance, it's gonna be one hell of a game, especially since for, like, let's say the Akin Chapel, when I played on here, it was like I said, I was the Japanese, so I was using the Kura Storehouse, and I kind of regret going for the Kura Storehouse because there wasn't enough room to maximize the efficiency of it. Just like how there isn't going to be enough room to maximize the efficiency of the Akin Chapel. He's gonna have to wait until all the berries are gone, all the wood on both sides, the gold, like there's so much clutter in such a small area that of course you are forced to expand outward. But the issue being is there's some civilizations, for instance, Order of the Dragon, HRE, Japanese, that have these landmarks that force you to build around them, and this map doesn't really allow you to do that. I'm pretty sure Wam could have taken that fight, his horsemen against those Ghazi Raiders. It is 4 Ghazi Raiders, but there are 3 horsemen. 140 health on the Ghazi, 12. Yeah, 12 base damage, and then it's 250 with 15. Yeah, I don't know why Wam backed off. He could have easily taken that fight. Interesting. Maybe he was just worried that he was going to be taking 1 or 2 losses, but with some decent micro, he would have been able to deal a really good amount of damage onto those Ghazi Raiders, plus keep his alive, send them back home. Most interesting. We'll be able to pick off the scout, and now Corvinus is moving out in order to secure up his first sacred site. It will be the northern one. Like, this isn't really the very centered, let's just call it the center sacred site. Will be the first one he goes for. From here, the northern one is pretty close, so he can move up that way as well. Ghazi Raiders are out of position. They are swinging back towards his base, while the Gilded Horsemen were trying to pick off any type of reinforcements that they would be able to. There is the trade post in the center of the map. Of course, we probably won't be seeing anything there. Yeah, most likely no trading will be happening this game. And I just remembered I was actually testing things and I forgot to switch over my hotkeys. There we go. Yeah, I was just testing out a couple things for the Japanese when it came to their Buddhist monks, the temple, and all that stuff. Still not entirely sure how I feel about it. I think it's still missing something. Like, I really don't think it's... I don't think it's as good, or it's still that good. It's missing something. I can't put my finger on it though. I'll get back to you guys. Don't you worry. Will be neutralizing the center sacred site as Corvinus does capture the northern one. Southernmost sacred site, of course, still neutral. No movement down there whatsoever. Not entirely sure. Ghazi Raiders are going to try to push the horsemen off, but there is a guild. There are 2 gilded. Yeah, there's only 2. Where's the... It says that there's 3. Has it not made its way there yet? I don't believe so. It is on its way. Wam sitting on 28 villagers, 31 military, 17 gilded archers, 5 horsemen, 3 spears. As for Detectivus, aka Policia Corvi, aka Corvinus, sitting on 34 villagers, 22 military, 11 Ghazi raiders. That's a lot of Ghazi raiders. 5 archers, 4 spears, and his 3 scholars. Fully walled up here on the northern sacred site. Will not be able to recap that anytime soon. I wonder how many spears Wam is gonna make before he decides to push outward though. Of course, he is able to neutralize the center sacred site. He did move back home in preparation of any type of aggression. Right now, he is just gathering up his military though. Not really doing anything spectacular either player anyways. Just staying protected back home. I like this little mini wall that he has going on. He'll be able to fully secure this too though. If he wanted to, he could build the wall straight across in order to secure this location, or do this. Just build a bunch of little mini walls around it in order to secure it. I like this is nice and even. We got a 2x3 and then the 2 on top. I like it. Gilded Horseman finally gonna be able to get some damage in. How many villagers is he gonna be able to pick off? None so far. He does have 2 trapped though. They are unable to move. First one goes down, second one goes down, and he will be losing a Gilded Horseman behind this though. Few villagers did get weakened up as well. There's about 4 weakened ones right there. Wam trying to go back in order to get some more damage done, but Corvinus did not send out or send his villagers back to work. He kind of expected that. It was a decent amount of idle time though. 15 villagers inside of the town center, and then it was probably another 15 that got pulled. Let's see how many were right there. 16, 17, 18. So the 2 villagers that did get picked off. First blood did go over to Wam. Nice little harassment there. Idly not. Oh, so he idled out pretty much the entire economy of Corvinus right there though, and all he lost was a single Gilded Horseman. So I like that trade. That's a really good trade. Where are all these villagers going? Over to the berries? You might as well just grab these berries up here on the northern side instead. That way he doesn't have to constantly migrate like 20 villagers every time he runs out of food. For those of you out there watching, it is better just to diversify your food than it is to send all 30-40 of your villagers to a single thing. Yes, you are going to be consuming it a hell of a lot faster, but at the same time, you're going to be consuming it a hell of a lot faster. We might be getting our first engagement here. It does look like it will be in favor of our HRE variant. We need to see some really nice micro coming out though. I do not like the normal formation that Wam is using. He does need to use the line formation. We have a decent amount of spears still up for both sides. We need to see a lot more focus fire coming out of Wam though. Didn't really get any. Nice focus fire from Corvinus onto the Gilded Spears, able to pick off a huge chunk of them. There's only 2 remaining. No more spears are coming out. There's actually 1 right here that's idle, doing absolutely nothing. The horseman did get picked off in the back of in the back line as well from all of the spears that Corvinus did have, but now it will be swinging in favor of our Gilded Archers. Gilded Archers against regular archers. Gilded Archers will take it all day, every day. There's absolutely no way the archers will be able to take that in equal or lesser numbers. That was some nice control from Corvinus. He just didn't have the numbers. He was down about 20 supply before that even happened, before that fight even happened. And now it's 53 to 33. So he's still down the 20 supply. He needs to just regroup and figure out what his next plan is. Losing all of those Ghazi Raiders is absolutely devastating though, since he's not going to be able to recoup those numbers anytime soon. He was sitting at about, I want to say 16, 18 Ghazi Raiders, and now he's down to 4. But at the same time, Wam did lose all of his horsemen. He only had about 6, I want to say, but still, that was expensive losses that didn't really accomplish much, since Corvinus was able to react fast enough, send all of his spears back towards his archers in order to defend them, and kind of win the front line. Corvinus's single target firing was spectacular. I think Wam's could have been a lot better right there, since he didn't really stutter step too much. He was kind of stutter stepping. I don't think he was doing it as good as he could have. I would have also preferred the line formation from Wam instead of the no formation. No formation or normal formation? I'm gonna say no formation. No, normal formation. Standard formation. If he went for the line formation, he would have been able to do a lot more damage and cover a bigger area as well, instead of just doing what he was doing, which was blanketing, or not blanketing, missing out on a lot of damage, since it wasn't getting spread out evenly. He wasn't focus firing evenly, and we might be getting another decent attack right here from Corvinus right in front of the base of Wam. Again, nice focus fire coming out of Corvinus, being able to pick off each one of these spears one at a time. And now the Ghazi Raiders are going to be trying to wrap around the archers, unable to. Gilded spears do move forward, and they are going to be able to pick off quite a few of these Ghazi Raiders. The archers are moving forward. They are doing an extremely good stutter stepping from Corvinus. He is being able to single target pick off units, as well as where Wam is attempting to do the same thing, but it looks like his numbers are just diminishing a lot faster than they are for Corvinus. Corvinus is doing an amazing job, as I said, with that stutter step. He's already picked off quite a few villagers as well, taking a ton of damage from the TC. There are 15 villagers garrisoned in there, so that is a decent amount of damage that's getting thrown onto the archers of Corvinus. Still attempting to focus fire. There's a few Ghazi Raiders, archers, and spears trying to come in. There's a villager in the back as well, trying to get that wall up, but unable to. Does get picked off by the reinforcements. First man-at-arm hits the field. There are 2 now. This is going to be very tanky in a crucial moment for our HRE variant. Solid defense, and now with the Ghazi Raider numbers, excuse me, I take that back. It's at 5 with 6 more queued up. He will be able to deal with the man-at-arms it's pretty effectively, but keep in mind, these men-at-arms are tanky. They will be able to absorb a lot of the damage that these archers do. Wam, 47 villagers. He only lost 1. Wow. That's really surprising. I was expecting him to have lost 3 or 4 at minimum. It really did look like Corvinus was focusing them down, but I guess he just got a bunch of them weak. 1, 2, 3, yeah. It looks like he was only able to actually finish off 1 villager and then weaken a handful of other ones. Yeah, unable to actually finish them off. 48 villagers for Wam, 42 military for him as well, sitting on 16 gilded archers, 4 men-at-arms, and a gilded horseman. As for Corvinus, are we getting another mild skirmish over here, just picking off a few villagers. Same going for Corvinus. Stabbing the gilded horseman with vills, not the best of ideas. He will be losing some, but at least he'll be able to kill it if he gets the full wraparound, which it does look like he is. Ghazi Raiders were able to pick off 2 more villagers, so not too shabby. Corvinus sitting on 54 villagers, 49 military, 31 archers, 14 Ghazi Raiders with 4 scholars as well. Wam moving out. Gonna start trying to focus down some more villagers, get the eco number lowered for his opponent. I like what our Dali is doing. He is positioning himself or putting himself in a pretty decent position right now moving forward. He could have pushed up a little bit more just to no, that was really good. Never mind, I take that back. Wham did a good job right there, picked off what he could, and now he's just going back home instead of trying to overextend. But now I'm not entirely sure what he can do, since what Wham could do, since he has been making man-at-arms instead. And this is a horrible engagement for Wham right here. The angle was just absolutely terrible. These archers, the Gilded Archers, are going to be getting fully surrounded by the Ghazi Raiders. The man-at-arms are going to be soaking up a ton of damage as expected, but it's not going to be enough. It really isn't. The full surround, there's still units in the back that aren't doing anything, and GG gets called. Game goes to our purple Dali player, Corvinus. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.